Welcome back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Mr. Bitcoin Maxi, and we are all Bitcoin Maxis. Now, today, I want to share a phone conversation I had with my buddy. Same buddy and my buddy's dad, family friends since I've known pretty much since I was in middle school. And I orange pilled the heck out of them. And so it's nice that I have somebody in real life to talk to about Bitcoins. Like, we just talk about Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. But I thought it was interesting when I called. So I called my buddy and he goes, hold on. And then all of a sudden, it goes quiet. And then after it goes quiet, I hear like rustling of paper or something like that. And I was like, hello? Like, dude, are you there? And then he was like, what makes a Bitcoin holder to you? I was like, wow, that's actually a really good question. And I was like, before I answer, why do you ask? He's like, well, me and my dad are debating on what makes a true Bitcoin holder. So I was like, okay, well, before I answer, I want to hear what the debate is about. So tell me what's going on. So my buddy Mike, he sits there and tells me, well, to me, a Bitcoin holder is somebody that stacks Bitcoin, but there's no right or wrong way to go about stacking Bitcoin. And it was crazy because I was stunned. I actually stopped and just let that soak in. I really let that soak in because I was like, wow, that's actually, you know what? That's actually kind of true. Like, I'm not going to lie. And so he was like, to me, okay, if somebody wants to trade meme coins or altcoins and use the gains from that and put it in Bitcoin, then to me, that's a true Bitcoin holder because they're stacking Bitcoin. And he was like, if somebody wants to get into dividend stocks, what the goal is for dividend stocks to use the dividends to buy Bitcoin. And I was like, wow, that's actually very interesting because I didn't think about that. So then I asked my buddy's dad, what do you think? And my buddy's dad was like, he's wrong. He's wrong. And I was like, okay, why is he wrong? Like, why do you think, what's your opinion on it? And so my buddy's dad was like, somebody that doesn't gamble and try and trade these meme coins, he says, or altcoins. He doesn't really know too much about meme coins, but he knows that he thinks that they're basically just all rugs and scams, which when I was in meme coins, I mean, to be honest, pretty much they are. Just my opinion. That's why I don't do that anymore. But I can see both sides of the story, right? It's like they both have their opinions on what a true Bitcoin stacker is. So my buddy Mike, he thinks that there's one way to go about it. And then my buddy's dad, he thinks that there's another way to go about it. And he was explaining that it's somebody that doesn't trade Bitcoin, somebody that doesn't gamble their money, because ultimately, if you lose that money, that's money that you could be saving in Bitcoin. So they asked me my opinion. And to be honest, I was stunned because I said, I actually can see both sides of the story here. I can see both sides of the opinions because one person has their way about going about it, and that's what they think might be right. And then another person thinks that that way is right. And so I found myself actually stuck between the two. I was like the middle of a fork in a road, right? And so I couldn't, to be honest, really answer that. But what I did answer was I said, I think the ultimate goal of a Bitcoin stacker and a true Bitcoin holder, stacker, whatever, is somebody that finds a way to never stop stacking and continuously add to their Bitcoin. Now, do I think that my buddy's dad has a point with being able to not gamble? Ultimately, yes, because if you're trading meme coins or you're trading Bitcoin, perpetuals, you lose all that money, and you can, you know, could have been stacking Bitcoin with that. Or I could see the other side of the fence where my buddy said that, well, if I want to buy stocks like dividend stocks and then use the income from the dividend stocks to supplement me buying Bitcoin with it, that's not wrong. So it was interesting, but at the same time, the one thing that was good about the conversation was the fact that the end goal between both of them was stacking Bitcoin, was being able to find a way to stack Bitcoin and not giving up and figuring a way out to keep adding to your pot. Whether you believe one way is right and one way is wrong, where another person thinks one way is right and the other way is wrong. So I want to come on and make my thoughts on that. And I thought it was pretty interesting. I had another video lined up, but I was like, I have to share this with my Bitcoin maxis. I have to share this with the community because I thought it was very powerful. And I want to know everybody's opinion on what you think is right, on what a true Bitcoin holder is and what you think is wrong. Because I love looking at everybody's comments, and you all are considered OG Bitcoin maxis here before we hit that 1,000 subs. We just hit 800, and I appreciate you all. And I will be coming out with another video, of course. As always, stay safe, keep stacking. I'm Mr. Bitcoin Maxi. We're all Bitcoin maxis. Have a good day.